Welcome back to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at my favourite deals across the Switch eShops covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. It's a real good week though, this one, to follow up the blockbuster sale. There is a ton of new releases. A quick shout out though first of all to RedDeerGames who are back sponsoring today's video, it's always appreciated. We're going to be talking about that a little later in the video, but with that luck, hit subscribe if you love the Switch. As much as we all do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. As always then, we do have two winners to announce for two $10 eShop gift cards later in the video, and two more to give away. Now all you need to do to enter, drop a comment down below and the winners, they'll be announced in next week's video. Also then, I've got 13 games for you all today, most of them they are new low prices, and of them I've reviewed 11 of them. So yeah, if you do fancy something, there's a high chance I covered it here on the channel, so take a look in the pinned comment down below. First up for the week then, Tetris Effect Connected, a brand new release with a sizable 25% launch discount. Now I've done nearly 350 Switch reviews over the last 4 years on the channel, and as of yesterday at time of recording, this was my second ever 10 out of 10. It combines the addiction that is Tetris with an incredible story mode, multiplayer both competitive and non, and then it has just some of the most impressive audio visual design I've seen in a long time. It's a masterpiece honestly, and it's the treatment the Tetris name deserves. Nexomon Extinction then is for the old school Pokemon fans out there. Now at launch it had some balance issues that have since been resolved, but I was just really impressed. There's a decently sized world to explore, some good fight moments, 381 Nexomon covering 9 elemental types, and then you're out to restore balance to the world after a mighty tyrant Nexomon, it basically threatens to take control. It was a surprisingly adult story in this one with a solid sense of humour, and I particularly enjoyed this one handheld. 35% off here then marks a new low price. Alright, so Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is back, matching the low price with 50% off. This packs in not just the base game, but packs in then all extra content as well, including the recent Next Generations DLC. The game, it has a few elements to it, but it's best summed up as an arena brawler with a heavy focus on what is a sizable story mode. Then it's also packing in an adventure and exploration mode as well. There's a lot going on with this one though, so do check out the review first, but I was overall just impressed. The only issue, the adventure exploration mode, noticeable frame rate issues when playing in handhelds. A shout out then again to RedDeerGames for sponsoring today's video. We've actually got two games from them to talk about on sale right now. First of all, another shout out for Little Mouse's Encyclopedia, that is 55% off, a new low price. That sale actually ends today, the 9th in the US and Canada, and then everywhere else it's running until October 31st. Then they also have a new low price for Art School, it's rocking a sizable 85% off, making a new all-time low. In this one though, we're playing as Froshmin, I think I'm pronouncing that right, a new student at a seriously surreal looking art school. It was designed, this one, with non-gamers in mind over a more traditional audience, so it was designed to drive creativity. So here though, create art and then get judged by a professor that just happens to be an art-trained artificial intelligence as well. The gameplay then, it's not just painting, creating, getting your artwork judged, but also then exploring this campus which just happens to be on levitating pastel islands. Now, I already told you, but definitely surreal. Explore the campus though to take in the sights and cover key locations, but then also find all the painting tools hidden around to increase the quality of your work. It's a game essentially made to relax to, it's about as vivid as they come, and this one it's running until October 15th for those of you in the US and Canada, and then everywhere else it will be running until the end of the month. Thanks again then to RedDeerGames for working with the channel, it always means a huge amount, so a big shout out to them. Fuser now, while I'm on the creative, this comes from the same team as Rock Band, but trades instruments for decks. Increase your popularity though with the audience at this kind of festival world by mixing tracks live. It's surprisingly intuitive though, and I really enjoyed it, especially the multiplayer, that was a real good time. There's also then a VIP edition which will double the price you see, but obviously packs nearly double the content. The one thing I want to mention with this one though, it's not actually a sale, it is a new low price here of 50% off, but it's actually a permanent price drop, so if you've ever fancied it, the game's just gone budget. Steel Assault then is another new release, but I wanted to give it a quick shout out before the launch discount at 10% expires because I had an absolute blast with it. An old school run and gun platformer, it throws you into this world as Taro Takahashi, a resistance soldier on a revenge mission. The pixel work though here is stunning, it's challenging but packs multiple difficulties if you want to kind of build up to it. And then it has this fantastic zipline weapon, so you can kind of like fling yourself all over the place. It's packing a ton of visual effects then to kind of give you that old school heart, and yeah, overall just real good stuff. Inertial Drift then is for the race fans out there. It throws you into the world of drift racing, and the real highlight, it's got to be the control scheme, which is twin stick. It is great and I hope to see more from it. Not a perfect game though, and I had my issues with it still. Mainly here the story is awful, everybody's like best friends, which for me kind of clashed with the whole, you know, competitive nature of racing. And then it's mainly time trials because your opponents, it turns out they are ghost cars, so you can go like straight through them. It just took some of the intensity away from things. Looks beautiful though with its cel-shaded style, and the controls again, they are really good. A new low price here, then a 35% off. Nongunz Doppelganger edition then is back, matching the lower 25% off, and I'm shouting this out because I used it as a demo for the new Switch OLED, the black, white and kind of dash of red visual style. It just seemed like a great test on the new screen and it did not disappoint, really showing off the difference it makes. The game though is quality as well. It's an action platformer roguelike, it's hard as hell for sure, and then it has single player, arena and local co-op play as well. Think here though, tons of weapons, great controls, items, equipment. It's got everything a genre fan could hope for, and the world it is a pleasure to explore. Before our first winner of the week then, I want to shout out a couple of visual novels very quickly. So first, Arcade Spirits, it has a new low of 45% off. I was impressed with this one. You take on the role of a new employee at a local arcade, getting to know a unique cast of characters and just to kind of beat out the competition. It's definitely of course light on gameplay, but I really enjoyed the cast. Then Root Film, and this one it's a bit more gameplay centric. You are a director, you're out location scouting your next movie, but things fall to pieces with mystery and unknown attempt at making the film years back. You need to kind of work out what was happening there, but then also murder. Again, a really likeable cast, but this one has moments like interrogations of sorts as you try to uncover the truth, and it definitely gives you freedom in where you go and what you do next. Another new low price then here with 30% off. So our first winner of the week then, it's going to Michael, who said too many games to buy, too little time to play, which I think is a statement that we can all relate to if you're watching this video. Congrats though Michael, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, we do have a second winner coming up later in the video. Lego Builder's Journey then was something special, an experience I did not expect, but it takes the formula of Lego and turns it into almost a study of a family, and a surprisingly like adult tone to it all as well. The concept is simple enough, solve environmental puzzles as what I presume to be a father and son combo, but it's a beautiful game, the controls are really good as well, and yeah, it's creative, which is what you want from a game with Lego in the name. And yeah, not the longest of experiences here, but it's definitely a game that has stuck with me kind of since I wrapped up my time with it. I just wish, if anything, he had more reason now to head back after the credits rolled. A new low price though here with 20% off. Road 96 then was genius, but it has its problems as well. First of all, it's a dialogue heavy exploration adventure entry. The idea, you're this young character hitchhiking their way to freedom. You're fleeing the authoritarian nation of Petra. The spin though, you get caught, and it's actually back to the beginning because that character, well, we actually don't know where they go, but they go somewhere, so you'll be choosing from a selection of missing kids on the news. The world is amazing though, honestly, as is the cast, and there's quite a bit of free movement and mini games to kind of pad things out here. The soundtrack then is also stunning. It's definitely worth a listen if you pick up the game or not. But yeah, overall I love the game, but expect here quite severe frame rate issues unfortunately in some locations. I was able to push through thanks to the quality of the rest of the package, but you will absolutely see it, and I know they are working on a patch to fix things up. A new low price then of 25% off, and I got a good 8 hours from my first run, and I'm definitely going to be going back. Our penultimate game of the week then, that is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. It's an indie gem, and on launch I think it's fair to say well loved, and with good reason. It's one I picked up at launch and took my time with it, and it was definitely a highlight release of 2020. Its concept, it's combining side-scrolling action platforming with RPG elements, but then also simulation gameplay as well. So think here a whole lot of like combat as you use farm tools as weapons for combos, and then the next moment you'll actually be harvesting your crops yourself. The simulation side of things, it's kind of light honestly, but it works together as that rice is your power. Get out there though and reclaim your place at the throne from demons and just all sorts of creatures. It looks stunning as well, and then it's rocking 30% off, that is matching the low price. Our second winner of the week then, let's go into Nate, who commented on how good Curse of the Dead Gods is going to look on the OLED screen. Still need to check that one out myself. It for sure though has a colour scheme that should pop through. Congrats though Nate, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop your comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Our final game of the week then, easy pick Samurai Warriors 5 with a small 17% off, but it's a new game this one, and I was really impressed with everything that it brought to the table. Now it is the usual Warriors formula, meaning a repetitive loop of hacking and slashing, you know, also tons of enemies to mow down, but they definitely simplified things with this entry, kind of taking out features but keeping the core intact. For me, it led to something that just felt a whole lot more, I guess, like streamlined. It's also just incredibly impressive technically because the cel-shaded style, it looks absolutely stunning, and I had no issues here with performance, telling a number of stories, though it takes you through the history of this world. And yeah, look, I think fans of the series, if you haven't grabbed it yet, it is going to be more than worth it. And then for those that are new, I would not let the 5 put you off in the title. No real prior knowledge is going to be needed. And that's another week down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week, or are you holding onto that cash? Let me know if you picked up an OLED this week or even Metroid Dread. I've been having a blast with Metroid so far. But yeah, a quick thank you then to RedDeerGames, who were kind enough again to sponsor today's video. It means a whole lot to the channel, so thank you again so much. With that then, like a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.